God has to be involved in the process of marriage in order for marriage to last the test of time. He has to be involved. In fact, all wisdom really comes from God. And I like James chapter 1, not just because it's named after me, but, no, I'm just kidding. But I like James chapter 1, verse 5, because this is what it says. It says, if you need wisdom, ask our generous church. Ask our generous pastor. Ask our generous teacher. Ask our generous parent. Ask our generous grandparents. Ask our generous... No, it doesn't say none of that. It says, if you need wisdom, ask our generous who? Because all wisdom comes from him. And the passage says that he will give it to us and he won't rebuke us for asking for it. You ever ask a person a question, they look at you like you stupid because you asked a question? And they made you feel really dumb, like you don't know that? You don't know the answer to that? No. He says God will give us his wisdom, and he won't look at us like we crazy because he recognizes that if we're going to be wise, he has to give it to us. We need to depend on God to build our relationships. And you see, many of us get so focused and so wrapped up on just having amazing wedding ceremonies. But we don't put real work and real energy into the marriage. We're just focusing on the ceremony. That's the thing that's crazy about this whole Duncan scenario is that in the Forever Duncan, everything you see online, everyone is just focusing on the ceremony. But you don't see all the work they did behind the scenes before the ceremony ever came into place. They were going to counseling. They were taking my class. We was in the process of mentoring, and they did an amazing job saying, you know what, if we're going to do this, we're going to do this God's way. They made several commitments because they recognized that if they were going to have a successful marriage, it wasn't going to be because they were good enough or because they really wanted it or because they were smart enough. That if they were going to have a successful marriage, it was going to be because God was involved in it. So before they committed to each other, they first committed to him.